Well, welcome everybody to today's episode of Departures Lounge. And with us today, we're really excited to be sharing some stories and photography from Nicole Smith with Flytographer. But before we start, I just wanted to apologize for last week. We had a little bit of a glitch last week and our presenter was not able to make it. So she had some technology glitches, but that was with Uncruise and she will be back later in July. So we'll be looking forward to seeing her. So let's just get going with Nicole. Nicole is the founder of Flytographer, which is an amazing company here based in Victoria. And she connects travelers with local photographers in over 300 cities around the globe, and maybe more since the writing of this. And what's interesting is Nicole and I actually started our businesses around the same time. So I've just really loved watching her business take off and grow and fly, literally. And so it was really neat that she would be able to come on talk to us today. So my name is Kathy Scott. I am from Departures Travel, and with us today is Kathy Larson, also from Departures Travel in Sydney. And Nicole, why don't you just start telling us about yourself and your wonderful company?
Yeah, thank you, Kathy and Kathy. It's wonderful to have a chance to chat with you both today. So yeah, it's Flytographer, as you said, it's a marketplace that connects travelers who want to capture a great memory when they go on vacation. And I actually had this problem 8 years ago when I started the company, and I was in Paris with my best friend. We had these 2 days, I was on a business trip, and we had these 2 days. We thought, okay, we're never going to be, she lives in Copenhagen and I live in Canada. And we thought, we're never going to be in Paris together alone without husbands and kids. We're having this marvelous 2 days. We need to bring home a memory. And I know a lot of us think about this when we travel. You know, you're on this trip and you're seeing things and you're feeling things and you just want to bring something home that will allow you to relive the memories. So we had this challenge where we were walking around taking in all the beautiful Parisian architecture, and then we'd use our phones. And so we do what everybody does. We take a selfie with our phone, but everything behind us was this big floating head, or, I would have, 6 chins. We'd ask a stranger to take a photo and it would be this awkward kind of like forced smile in front of, whatever we were posing in front of. And it just didn't really reflect the magic of the trip. And so the next day I gave her friend who lives there my iPhone, and I just said, do you mind taking a couple photos of us, but from a distance? And she did that for like 20 minutes. And so we would walk up on the bridge and she'd stay down on the bank, or we'd just walk down the cobblestones, backs to the camera. But she took that wide angle shot where you could see Paris in the backdrop, and we were this big. And when I looked at my phone after, I had goosebumps because I realized she'd captured the spirit of our trip in a way that would have been impossible without that third party vantage point. And so that was the moment that Flytographer, the idea, the seed, was planted. And so I came back home and, I was working at Microsoft, thought about this idea for a year, couldn't get it out of my head. And I don't know if anyone out there listening had that idea. I know you had that idea when we talked, when you were starting your business, Kathy, but you have this idea and it just doesn't go away. And you're like, I need to do something about this. I need to create, I need to build. And so that was my situation. So 7 years ago, March 2013, I decided to give it a shot and launch Flytographer. And so today, 7 years later, we are now a community of over, I think, 600 photographers globally. We span across 6 continents. So we're everywhere but Antarctica right now. And the concept is simple. You go to our website, you look for whatever destination you're going to. So I don't know, where do we want to go today? Maybe we want to go to Paris since the Eiffel Tower just opened, Kathy had said. So let's
anywhere would be good.
Anywhere, right? Anywhere. So you would go to our website, you would click on, the city that you're looking for. You're going to see all these photographers that you can choose from. And one thing I always want to share is that we handpick every single photographer. So if you're traveling to a city and, you don't know the good photographers locally and who to trust. And so we do all that work in advance. And what that means is you book this photographer hassle-free on our website. You meet them for 1 hour in the city. So let's say you're taking your family to Paris, or you're taking your best friend to Paris, or your partner to Paris. You meet one of our photographers like Crystal or Olga for that 1 hour, and they take magical photos of you in front of these iconic backdrops. And you come home and you've got these memories that absolutely reflect what you saw and how you felt, and become kind of treasured heirlooms over the years. But the other thing that's great about the photographers being handpicked is that they know the city really well. And I know a lot of us travel because we want to connect with locals. We want to see how locals live. And so when you book a photographer that's local, they're going to be able to tell you, this coffee shop is fantastic. I know the owner, go ask for Guido. Or they're going to tell you, don't go to that restaurant. It's an absolute tourist trap. So you get all these kind of, I guess, ideas that you can use on the rest of your trip. So that's a little bit about Flytographer. So again, it's just a vacation photography company, connect travelers with local photographers that we've handpicked for fun photo shoots. So usually about an hour. And within 5 days, you've got all your photos. So that's a high level overview of kind of what the company does. And you can kind of see here some examples of our customers in the past. So, I think the next slide has a little bit more detail on that as well, but it's pretty simple process. We have had some great media in the past. And so that's, Oprah called us up. I think that was one of the most exciting days of my life.
I bet.
But one of the things that I love to tell people, because sometimes people say, okay, like, we all want to have a memory, we want to bring home some photos, but is this for me? Is this like, actually hiring a photographer? It feels like, is that just for those millennials? And to that I say, we capture everybody from millennials up until grandparents. So we have a lot of multi-generational shoots. We have a lot of, baby moons and special occasion shoots. Honeymoons are really popular. And, family shoots. It's interesting. We did a campaign last summer, and it was targeting moms who want to get back in the photo. And I don't know if there's any moms out there listening, but I'm a mom myself. And I'm always the one capturing the memories. I'm always the one that's like, come on, kids, come on, guys, let's get a photo. And everyone else is like, oh, complaining. And the thing is, like, there's always that person in the family that's trying to capture those memories. And when you're traveling, it's not always easy to capture those moments. And so, one of the things that we really wanted to shout out last summer, and we continue to do, is that moms deserve to be in the memories too, not just because they're the ones chronicling it, but as you grow up and you see all these vacation photos and your mom is missing from them all because she's the one behind the camera the whole time. So families are actually about 40% of our business right now. We do a ton of family shoots, and they come back, every year wherever they end up traveling. And I'd say probably one of the most fun areas of vacation photography for those who are, in this stage of life is we do surprise proposals. And so proposals are an area that, we plan with the person. That's because when you're proposing abroad, it can be a little bit complicated. And I actually did want to share one of our stories today with you on some of our proposals, but that's also a really a fun kind of category to keep in mind when if you're thinking of proposing abroad. We can help you with everything from getting the ring through security so it's undetected, to having the whole proposal go down without anyone suspecting anything. So we've done, I think, somewhere around 5,000 proposals globally now. So lots of tricks up our sleeve.
So Nicole, I was just thinking as you were showing all this would make a fantastic gift, like a wedding gift or an anniversary gift for people.
Yeah, it's actually, we sell gift cards on our website, and it's a very popular gift because you can buy it in about 2 minutes online and send it directly to the recipient, or keep it and give it to them later, but it doesn't expire. And then they can use it in 300 plus cities around the world. So there's a lot of flexibility, and it's also a sentimental gift. So people often tell us, like, yeah, I heard about Flytographer through my, my friend or my daughter. This couple here in the center tile under the anniversary, if you can see that one,
Yeah.
that's a photo from Israel, and their kids bought them that shoot because it was their 60th wedding anniversary, and that whole shoot is a series of them as lovebirds holding hands,
Aw.
nuzzling necks, walking down the beach together. And the siblings, the kids, when they got the photos back, they just wrote us, they were crying, they're like, we don't have any photos of our parents like this. And originally they bought it because their parents love to travel and are always, and they don't really know what to buy them anymore because they kind of have everything. So it can be really special.
Nicole, one of the viewers today is Colleen Hack. I don't know if any of the others from our trip were, but we had you well, not you personally, we had your lovely photographer in South Africa do a shoot for us when I took a niche women's tour to South Africa. I think it was 2015 or something now. And it was so much fun. And it's actually one of the ones that's featured on our Niche Women's Tours website still. So hi to Colleen Hack. I know you're watching today.
Hi, Colleen.
It was a lot of fun.
That's great. Yeah, that's great. And the photos really do stand out because they're taken by professionals and they're professional quality. So yeah, those are just some of the occasions that I wanted to kind of, I'd say one of the other areas that's really picking up for us right now is the Girls Getaway. So you can see the women in the corner up top. We have a lot of, women that are, taking these trips with their, whether it's their, friends from high school or their friends from whenever, but they're going away on these girls' weekends. And I personally, this is just, I have to say this because I'm very passionate about this, but Flytographer was born with a best friend shoot. So it was my best friend and I that were trying to get the photo that day in Paris. And I personally think that we go through life and we often take photos with our family, with our children, but we don't take photos with our best gals, our best friends. And so you can have relationships that, live past marriages in many cases, these friendships that go 50, 60 years, and maybe you have a bridesmaid photo professionally done one day. So I'm a big advocate of get photos with your best friends. That's one of the most important relationships in your life. So just had to say that.
I'm thinking of those people that travel looking through a lens rather than capturing the moment. So this will give them that opportunity to have somebody else do it and they can actually enjoy their travel journey.
Yeah, actually, Kathy, that's something that we hear a lot from our customers, and that they want to be present in the moment. They want to, be able to, number one, put their phone down and their camera down, and be present and playful with the people there. And then if someone else is taking the memories or capturing the memories for them, they don't have to worry about it, right? They're able to be more present throughout their whole trip because they feel like, okay, I've got memories captured, memories like check, that's done. And you don't have to, a lot of times we see people walking around in tourist destinations with, kind of like soaking up the city through their phone in a way. And so I think that this is just another way for you to know, okay, I've got the memories taken care of. Now let's just like soak up Paris or soak up Rome and be a bit more present. So that's a great point. And we have a lot of just becausers. So that's the couple in the middle. I wanted to tell you about Brad and Garrett quickly. They're, Brad's actually a nurse in Austin, and that's his husband, Garrett. They travel regularly and do a shoot everywhere they go just because. So it's not necessarily celebrating a special occasion, but that's just when they travel, they want to come back with a beautiful memory. They're not looking to buy things or pick up stuff. They just want a beautiful memory. And it's always fun to capture them because they're always very playful with their shoots and goofing around. And yeah, they're one of our favorite customers. We have some customers that have done like, a shoot every year for 7 years. And it's really neat to see the kids grow up over the years and the kids get bigger and when it's a family shoot as well.
I think one of the things that I really liked about our experience was that the photographer knew the fabulous spots to go. to get that perfect shot. Like I'm looking at the Just Because one you just showed, and it just had such an amazing backdrop. And ours in South Africa, where we actually walked to, gave us a backdrop that showed us the Table Mountain in the background, which we never would have thought to go there to take that particular piece. So that particular shot. So it's really, that's a really great part of it, I think.
Yeah, that's actually something that like I think is really important with photography. There's certain time windows where the photo is going to be a lot nicer. And so we call it the golden hours. So in the morning, you know, within that 1 hour of the sun rising, and in the evening, 1 hour before sunset are the golden hours. And the light is a lot softer. I know that the Just Because photo was taken in the morning, and that's in Singapore. And the benefit of doing the morning golden hour shoot, and I always, when people come and ask me kind of like, what should I do to prepare for my shoot, or how do I have a great shoot? And I'll share some tips on that in a minute. But my number one tip to have an amazing photo shoot on vacation, and some people might not like this, but you have to get up early. You have to get up early, you have to set your alarm, and you want to be at the location just right as the sun is rising. And the reason for that is, number one, the golden hour light. It's going to be the most flattering light, the most beautiful light. You're going to look amazing. But the other reason is there's no people. So oftentimes, I mean, when we shoot in Florence, for example, we don't even shoot in the afternoon in front of the Duomo, for example, because it's just manic with tourists and people everywhere. But when we do a morning golden hour shoot in front of the Duomo, there's nobody there. It's majestic, it's arresting. And as a traveler, I do think you see a different side of the city if you're there as it's waking up in the morning. You hear different sounds, you still see different people. And so I think that's one of the most magical parts of travel is at least one day, get up early and see the city wake up. And if you do your shoot, then you're not going to have all these photo bombers and all these people in the backdrop as well. So yeah, this is just one example of a cousin. I just think these twins are so cute. But one of the things that the photographer will always make you feel really comfortable. And so for people that are like maybe thinking, I'm not sure a photo shoot's for me, or if I'm the kind of person that does a photo shoot, I always want people to give it a shot, because these photographers, this is what they do all day, every day. And I would probably guess around 90% of our customers, before they've done their first photo shoot, had never done a shoot outside of like a wedding or like a family photo shoot. Our customers aren't professional models or people that are used to taking photos. Everyone's nervous. Everyone's trying it for the first time. And oftentimes we get feedback from the husbands or the male partners that like, I just really don't want to do this. I'm like, there's a lot of pushback around that. And I will tell you that almost every single time, their response after the shoot is, wow, like Gonzalo in Lisbon was so cool. He told me about all these great things. Like he's into like biking and cycling as well. And like, we really connected. And so it's just very different than a typical stand pose, awkward photo shoot. You're actually kind of walking around the city, you're playing with your family, and the photographers know how to make you feel comfortable quickly. So for those people that are kind of worried or nervous that they've never done this before, it's really fun. And that's if you look at the reviews on our website or the customer stories, you'll see that again and again. It's really, really fun. So just try it the first time, give it a shot, and I'd love to hear how it goes. So yeah. If anyone's curious, we have all the pricing up on our website. Shoots start at 30 minutes. So you can do this in as little as 30 minutes. One location, grab 15 photos, and then you're off. Do it first thing in the morning. It doesn't interrupt any of your tours or trips that you've got planned. If you want a longer shoot, we can do endless custom locations. One of the other things that I love to tell people about is the routes. So when you book a shoot, you can choose from pre-planned routes that our team, like these best best of the best routes, the best places to take photos in the city. So if you are on our Paris page, you'll be able to see all of these amazing places that our photographers have recommended on where to take photos. So even if you don't book a shoot with us, check out our routes page, because you'll be able to like get some inside knowledge on some of the most photogenic parts of every city around the world. Okay, so that's a little bit about kind of the company, but I wanted to share a couple of stories. I don't know how much time we have left, Kathy.
We have 10 minutes.
Okay, so I'm going to just share a couple of stories. So give me a second to pull them up. And the first story I want to share, I know this is a little messy, which isn't ideal, but I really want everybody here to meet Melanie. Melanie is my favorite Flytographer customer story ever. And this is Melanie here, and she's in Amsterdam. And
Okay, so we're not seeing it. I wonder if you can, we've got it caught from the last one.
is paused. Okay, hold on a second. I think I know why. I need to.
There's little technology glitches, these things happen.
Let me see if I can retry that. There we go. There we go. Is that working?
Yes.
Okay, so this is Melanie, and I wanted to talk about Melanie's story quickly because Melanie is one of my favorite customers ever. Melanie's husband passed away when she was 55, and she loved to travel with him, but for 5 years after he passed away, no one would travel with her alone. So she kept asking friends, and everyone was busy and they had their own lives. And she said, you know what? I didn't want to wait any longer to start traveling. So she just said, I'm going to go on a trip by myself. And so she went to Amsterdam, and yeah, here's what she wrote. My husband died 5 years ago. I'm 57 and all my friends have partners. I was tired of waiting for someone to be free or interested in traveling with me. So I decided to go alone. I went to Amsterdam to see tulips and windmills, and I had the best holiday of my life. I couldn't stop smiling. So this photo here is my favorite photo of Melanie. And, you know, I think that this other sentence that she said was, every day I went where my curiosity led me. I saw centuries-old churches, famous paintings, and tulips and windmills. And I was filled with joy. And Sylvia, Flytographer, captured it perfectly. And she said, when I'm an old woman in a nursing home, I will look at these photos and remember my bliss.
That's a fantastic story.
It really is.
I think I have goosebumps.
Yeah. I think Melanie should come traveling with my women's tours though.
She looks fun.
She should, and she is so much fun. And I think one of my favorite parts of, I'm going to take you back to my favorite, where's my favorite photo of Melanie? This is my favorite photo of Melanie. This is what I think she's going to look at in the nursing home when she's older. But one of my favorite parts about the Melanie story is we posted this blog, I think it was 2 years ago. We did a post on Instagram and Facebook, and what we saw was women of all ages resonated with Melanie's story, and they kept saying, wow, I've never traveled, you know, solo before myself. You know, 22-year-old women were writing in like, I'm scared to go myself, and now your story inspired me. And so I just think that travel has the ability to be so transformative in our lives, but also in the lives of others when we share our stories. And, you know, we kind of escape kind of our fears. And I think that, yeah, Melanie's a great example of that. So that was one of the stories I wanted to share with you. And then I have a really great proposal story next.
Yay.
So this proposal story is a Canadian proposal story, actually. So this is a young couple from, I think, Kelowna. And the story here is, I love this, the women whispering. All the murals in Lisbon are so incredible. So here's the story. Ty is the gentleman, and Kate is the woman he proposed to. So Ty was really nervous about going through the airport. He knew he was going to propose in Lisbon, but he's really nervous about taking the ring through the airport. He felt like his fiance would just figure it out. She would know, something would happen in security. They'd be like pulling it out of his sock or something. And so he decided to fly his best friend to Lisbon 3 days early. So his best friend took the ring, flew 3 days early to Lisbon, and they had a plan that in this see, there he is, there's the best friend holding the ring.
Lucky best friend.
I know. So anyways, his best friend Blair flew, 60 hours to get there. And then this is where it all went down. And so as you can see, can you see my little cursor?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they're walking up these stairs right here, and over here behind this wall is where Blair is hiding. So they planned to do it right here, and how it all went down was he asked her to get something from her purse. He reached down the wall. Ty reached his hand up and passed him the ring.
That's crazy.
Got on his knee and he proposed. She said yes. Look at her. This is one of my favorite, I can't believe. Little does she know there's another surprise, but she's so excited. And I just love this photo because
That's a great photo.
Proposals abroad, how it's really hard to find a great location. And our local photographer that shot this was like, I know the perfect spot where we can do this sort of secret wall move with the ring, but it's going to have all these beautiful murals. So just really a great sense of place with these photos. And so then, you can see all the sort of play-by-play of the proposal and putting the ring on. And, we do a lot of these. These are great. But then as we scroll down a little bit further, he's like, hi. So she was like, screaming again and crying again. And, Ty's joy at seeing the moment unfold. And it's such a beautiful series. And I just love sharing this with everyone because, look, friendships and love and these are the moments that really stand. These are milestone moments in our lives, and to have your best friend be part of it. Look at her face. It's just so
great.
So yeah, those are a couple of the stories that I wanted to share with you guys.
Pretty fantastic. I was thinking to myself, well, I guess the upside to that as well is if she said no, his best friend would be there to pick him up off the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the story there. This is the website. If you wanted to go to the homepage, like I mentioned in the beginning, you just type in your destination right here, and it'll take you right to the city, and you can explore some of our best destinations from the homepage. And Marie Forleo was a customer of ours. I love Marie Forleo, if anyone follows Marie. And yeah, we've got lots of travel stories, the ability to buy a gift card, and the blog. But I just have to say, I feel very grateful to be in this business because we've captured over 2 million memories for travelers all around the world. And it's across age, across race, across geography. And it's just such a fulfilling thing to be capturing memories for people that they will enjoy for the rest of their lives. So thank you so much for having me. And
that's amazing. I still, your story is, I just love it. And I have been on your website many times. I always go and check out who your new photographers are, and it's just fun to watch. But I was also thinking, we just today launched a new program that Kathy and I are really excited about. It's called Mystery Departures. And it's really local tours, but it's done sort of a little bit differently. We're doing them so that people let us know what they love and what their preferences are and how long they want to go, what they want to spend, that sort of thing. And we create a surprise departure for them. So really excited about that. And I was thinking how great this would be because I know you have photographers right here on the island and throughout BC as well.
Yes, we do. We have, in fact, I met with a couple of our photographers in Tofino last week when I was there. So yeah, we're in Victoria, Tofino, Whistler, Vancouver, the Okanagan, all over BC.
That's fantastic. So we'll keep that in mind when we're planning our little mystery departures. So that was fantastic, Nicole. Thanks so much for joining us. And it is always a pleasure to chat with you.
Thank you so much. It's a real pleasure.
Thanks,
Kathy,
Nicole.
did you have any questions?
No, I think, well, actually, when you're talking, I was wondering about payment. Like, I'm thinking it probably gives a really good security for people because they can pay in advance maybe, or do they pay the photographer directly?
No, it all happens through our booking platform. So you can feel very secure that Flytographer is going to handle all of the payments, that if anything goes wrong at any point, we'll make it right. We're basically a wingman for you to make sure that everything is a smooth experience. So the payment happens through the platform, and it's very, very easy to book.
That's fantastic.
Awesome. Well, thanks again for joining us, and we look forward to using your services again someday, hopefully sooner than later if we can get some travel in this summer. And so everybody, thank you for joining us live on our Facebook Travel Talk series. And next week we have Eva coming on with Azamar Cruises, so that should be really interesting. I believe she's going to be bringing on either a captain or a tour director to chat with us. And she said hopefully the tour director, because she said he's lots of fun. So we'll look forward to that. And in the meantime, we'll sign off, and thank you again for joining us. Thank you again, Nicole.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, Nicole. Bye-bye.